Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Chaemiko versus Fish. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves 2.0. Gonna go ahead and get to that 2-minute mark of this game. Thank you, Norton. Not very much. Archmage versus Archmage gonna be the matchup here, as the creeping is already gonna begin. Archmage Footman, pretty standard openings and builds coming out from both sides. Archmage dropping a water elemental and now making it rounds out. Thank you for the follows today, and once again, thank you to Back to WarCraft for the raid and always helping out in the community as the Archmage ready to go into an engagement here. All right, going militia creeping out this creep camp here. This is a 5-4-3 creep camp, so this will give level 2 that one extra level, gonna give level 2 to that Archmage and give a Brilliance Aura. Meanwhile, same thing is happening off to the north by Fish. It looks like Fish actually coming out a little, or actually build times about the same. Both sides with, exactly the amount of experience and, gloves of haste. Well, what was the other item here? No gloves of haste. Was an item left behind? Nope. All right, so apparently Chaemiko somehow also got gloves of haste. Perhaps this item that Fish was picking up ended up being sold, as we see another circlet of nobility. All right, double gloves of haste for that Archmage now. A fast attack speed, able to rack up a little bit more damage. Perhaps those gloves of haste may be given to another hero or sold a bit later. Archmage continuing to, find units and deal that damage. 27 hit points on that Footman. Footman could end up getting taken down, as one Footman is still trying to chase him down off to the races. You're down to 17 hit points. He's going to aggro those creeps. Is he going to aggro those creeps? That is the question. Running back along the inside and then going to aggro the creeps there. He gets denied, and now this Footman of Fish is going to get taken down as well. Beautifully done, as Chaemiko going to pick up a Cloak of Shadows. All right, so decent trade right there. Trading a full hit point or low hit point Footman for a full hit point Footman without much effort, really. Archmage with Footman going to try and engage here. Both sides are sitting at level 3. This is a perfect mirror battle so far, as the Footmen are trying to figure out their positioning. Archmage here attacking slightly faster that overall, but this Archmage dealing a little bit more damage per attack. Difficult to say who comes out ahead. All right, more damage racking up here. Double water elementals on both sides. Footmen going up against Footmen and water elementals going up against Footmen water elementals, as reinforcements are getting underway. All right, water elementals are getting taken down. Archmages have similar amounts of experience, as they're looking to retreat back as well. All right, trying to rack up a little bit more damage. Water elemental actually just simply running on by. Not quite sure what that is about. Perhaps trying to put in some pressure somewhere else onto the expansion here and take it down. All right, but there is a lot of units to try and reinforce and defend here. This that peasant going to go ahead and run on inside, and then perhaps try to hide itself on the back position there. There goes another water elemental. Meanwhile, Fish coming back all the way around. Militia coming in to reinforce, as the water elementals are going to be putting pressure into or on this expansion here. The expansion off to the north of Fish is not under any duress whatsoever, and in this mirror match, it just depends on where the fighting is happening, as this one arcane tower going to stop many of the water elementals from being able to engage. Archmage continuing to fight back here. Both sides 38 to 4 compared to 34 in terms of army sizes. Very even overall, as Chaemiko now looking to push back against that Archmage here. Another water elemental could end up getting taken down. No deny. Archmage getting the final shot off. 3.5 compared to 3.2. But this expansion, not as many peasants were lost and should get up and operational here in just a second. Tech to tier 2, it not yet started, still at Town Hall. Meanwhile, Fish is now teching the tier 2, and we'll see how much of that tech advantage comes into play in getting perhaps that Mountain King out that much earlier. Fish trying to retreat back away with that one is going to be taken down. No, down to 2 hit points. Archmage with Boots of Speed able to close in on that distance there. Arcane Vault being placed down. Economies are going. Archmage of Fish currently healing up as well. 35 compared to 36 supply. Army sizes pretty much even, as the tech to tier 2 of Chaemiko has been started as well. All right. So far, though, Chaemiko has been able to, well, pick off all of these scouting footmen a bit more cleanly and is taking a bigger, a bigger and a larger experience advantage, 3.8 compared to 3.4. However, the arcane vault was built faster by Fish, so Fish has been able to rebound faster from that previous fight, and now doing some creeping as well, closing in on that experience gap. This enraged Wildkin, the timing on this kill going to be important there. Sobi mass is dropped. Both sides now sitting at 3.8, but I believe Fish has better items overall. All right, Archmage looking to rack up more damage. There goes another footman again, now trying to take down that blacksmith that was being built here. Many footmen just flooding across on the inside here. Footmen with the Fen coming in from Fish off on the other side as the Archmage is going to try to rack up damage against the other water elementals as well. One or two more shots, all of that are needed. There's a beautiful deny there as we see a surround onto this water elemental here. All right. Are we going to get level 4? Yes, level 4, level 2 Brilliance Aura to get even more mana onto that Archmage. He also has some Clarity Potions as those footmen are still trying to retreat back. Chaemiko continuing to train up more units back at home. Meanwhile, the tech to tier 2 nearly done by Fish, and we should be looking at that second hero in just a moment. Archmage continuing the battle lit up here. Footmen looking to try and surround, cause some problems. Water elementals going after those towers that are under construction with that light armor. That piercing damage really racks up quickly as we see triple water elementals temporarily out here onto the battlefield. Both towers are all taken down. Only a scout tower under construction is up right now as more militia now coming back around. All right, water elemental is going to be getting some damage onto those peasants. Archmage is already up to 4.5 as we see level 4 now on Fish's Archmage as well. All right, both sides going to get to level relatively fast, level 5 Archmages, perhaps even before the 10-minute mark if this fight continues to go the way it is going. 22 workers or 20 workers compared to 17 workers right now as Chaemiko is losing some of these footmen or losing some peasants as well. Footmen were actually on the other side of the battlefield causing problems as we see a drop inside of the base. Both sides fighting pretty aggressively against each other as we now see a panda out here onto the battlefield to try and neutralize the heavy number of peasants and footmen that are still out here onto the battlefield. Another footman going to get taken down there. Archmage sitting at 4.6 compared to a 4.8, but the panda is out here as well, stealing up some of that precious experience. Coming back down to the south side here, footmen looking to retreat back. They're both low on hit points, and they could be at the wrong end of the Archmage's staff if they try and, well, reinforce at this location here. A big breath of fire coming across multiple units. Again, Stormbolt coming back in. So Fish opts to go for Mountain King over Panda, and that might be the better call here as that Stormbolt is just so powerful. Panda continuing the breath of fire, blowing over many of those other units. Archmage could be in trouble down to, well, 202 hit points. Is he going to be able to stay alive here as those towers are constantly getting cleaned up? Stormbolt onto there. Archmage drops another water elemental. Going to try to take down another peasant. Gets up to level 5 and continuing that fight as well. 43 supply compared to 38. Fish having the supply lead. Chaemiko now looking to retreat back. Cloak of Shadows, well, not being used there, and now just looking to retreat back anyways. Goblin Zeppelin continuing to drop that Goblin Shredder, making it difficult as the Goblin Shredder or that Goblin Zeppelin able to, well, constantly position itself in a way where the ground units couldn't easily get to their target. Panda, Archmage, Footman doing up some healing, coming back around. Fish holding off that attack quite nicely and quite well. Mountain King out here onto the battlefield alongside a level 5 or level 4 and soon to be level 5 Archmage, and now in comes an engagement. Breath of fire coming across multiple units there. Footmen, well, with their defend, unable to really catch up to those water elementals as both sides getting underway. All right, level, was that a tree train? No, not quite sure what that was. Or a double level or a level up on the other side here. So Fish now sitting on level 5 on that Archmage as the Panda going to go ahead, get a breath of fire across, and more importantly, remove that potion of clarity from that Mountain King. Level 2 now on the Panda. Panda, is he going to go for Drunken Haze or Drunken Brawler? Should go for Drunken Brawler sooner rather than later if he is going to go in that direction. There's another breath of fire coming back across the other way. Panda fighting right next to his Arcane Vault, could get more mana as the Mountain King gets up to level 2. Mountain King opts to go for Bash in for those quick hits. It was in fact a Drunken Haze, but without a breath of fire to rack up more damage across those units may not matter much. Arcane Tower continuing to fight. Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and drop down right there. That is a lot of damage across all those units that are now tightly grouped together. All right, Guard Tower is going to finish off the Goblin Zeppelin, so the Archmage and the Mountain King now stuck inside here. Fish could be in a little bit of trouble if he has no easy way to get out, but the Archmage does not have a Scroll of Town Portal. The Mountain King does. Mountain King, one more final shot would finish him off. Instead, Scroll of Town Portal is used for that tactical retreat. All right, this priest is going to get close enough. No, it is not. One priest left behind, in addition to a footman, as those get cleared up there. More damage still racking up. Panda could try and Breath of Fire to blow over that footman. Nope, a priest is there to get the final shot off and then perhaps do a little bit of healing. 48 supply compared to 48. Long drawn on out battles on both sides. Who really has the advantage after all of this, as the Mountain King getting refreshed, Scroll of Regeneration, and I believe I saw a Clarity Potion momentarily. Archmage dropping in some water elementals to get that Brewmaster to level 3. Archmage doesn't want to be any part of this fight here, as we are looking at the Goblin Zeppelin getting ready to drop in once more. Mountain King, Archmage, Goblin Shredder ready to go. Scout Towers quickly getting, no longer being upgraded, as they're quickly going to get taken down. Archmage shows up to the party, trying to, push back the other way, but Chaemiko having a difficult time. Fish doing a great job here, just constantly putting pressure, as we are looking now at a Paladin as the third and final hero for Chaemiko. Knights are now making their rounds back around on the other side, and is the sudden appearance of Knights with those Sundering Blades gonna be a big surprise to those Spellbreakers? Most definitely, as the Spellbreakers with that medium armor are gonna find themselves taking too much damage from those Sundering Blades. Archmage continuing to rack up more damage here, trying to do this big fight. Meanwhile, Paladin is continuing to try to heal. Perhaps that Panda is going to be okay after another Holy Light and that Potion of Invulnerability. Both sides still fighting their way through. Mountain King about to get taken down. No, Goblin Zeppelin picks him up, keeps him alive and well, as the Panda now back up to nearly full hit points. No problems whatsoever. Staff of Sanctuary saving that Knight there, and Chaemiko coming out smelling like a rose, as that Mountain King able to depart on the other side of the woods from that Scroll of Town Portal. Chaemiko bouncing back rather nicely. And are we going to see a counter attack here, or what are we going to see next? That is the question. Priest, Mountain King. We are going up for a Paladin as well. We are training up Knights and getting up a second barracks, perhaps to get Animal War training going as well. Animal War training not being researched off on the other side here, as we're going to be going into an engagement. There's a Breath of Fire, not catching that Priest, however. All right, bash onto some of those units. There's some Dispel Magic there, as the Knights want to get into position, perhaps try to take down some of these towers and that stationary defense. Panda trying to rush on in, does have Boots of Speed, trying to rush into position, perhaps get a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across multiple targets and rack up a little bit of damage over time here. Mountain King, fighting back, getting in a lucky bash once more. Both sides still fighting their way through. Another Holy Light onto that Knight there, as the Paladin of Fish now joins in on the fight. Will the AoE of the Brewmaster be too much damage, or will the stunning and stopping power of the Mountain King be the winning factor here? Both sides sitting at 60 over 60 supply, getting ready and getting underway. All right, Paladin wants to get to level 2 here. That Divine Shield will give him much more survivability, as the Archmage backs up. The appearance of a level 2 Paladin could be too much, as trying to focus down on the Paladin just ends up making him use that Divine Shield coupled with the Priestess Heal, and that Devotion Aura, adding in additional hit points or preventing damage for the entire human army off on the other side here. Sorceress of Fish, not getting the memo on where it's supposed to meet up, pretty much quickly gets taken down there. It looked like it exploded. Yeah, Mortar Team getting in that final shot off there as well. All right, getting ready into that engagement. Knights gonna go after the Arcane Vault. Meanwhile, this was perhaps a bad time for Fish. Fish was trying to go after a difficult creep camp, and gonna end up chasing after this Granite Golem, as this main expansion is gonna end up getting blown over very, very quickly. Not enough time to try and save it, as the Town Hall already down to 900 hit points and dropping fast. Griffins are now up in the air. Fish gonna catch this And what is going down here? That Griffin Rider just simply flying by there. A scroll of Town Portal, definitely too late, as the Town Hall does end up getting taken down, forcing a walking trip all the way back. All right, more mortar teams trying to take down the blacksmith as well. And once that blacksmith is gone, no more riflemen and no more upgrades here. All right, engagement could be getting underway. Priests are now trying to get out of position as the mortar teams quickly getting Staff of Sanctuary, as that Griffin Rider would have been easily able to take it out. 66 supply compared to 66. Couple of peasants. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, finishing off more units again. Stormbolt onto a priest. The priest gets taken down. Paladin turning back around. Not quite sure what he was hoping or looking to do there as the chase is underway. Chaemiko still with a large bank of gold, sitting on 1,400 gold and not spending it while having the smaller army. Chaemiko not macroing enough of his units. That could be the defining factor in this fight, as gold in the bank doesn't necessarily help you out on the battlefield unless you're buying a lot of items in the middle of that fight here. Brewmaster continuing to push on through. Knight going to get taken down. Mortar teams joining in here as a couple of Knights really diving in a bit too far. Mountain King looking to perhaps get into more Stormbolts once again, as there are Holy Lights trying to save up some of those water elementals. 54 supply compared to 66. Fish has a slight advantage in terms of the army, but if this fight goes long, Chaemiko will have the advantage, as he has the economic advantage still. More sorcerers and priests still fighting in the back position here. Knights trying to reposition constantly. No animal war training on these knights, as Chaemiko being forced to retreat back out. Another priest gets taken down, and they are going to be whisked back home. Sorceresses, knights here, we could see a little bit of a loss. Panda sitting at level 4. Are we going to see that knight get taken down? And no, we are not able to escape at 462 hit points. Now, the expansion of Chaemiko not under full saturation either. Now, coming back through a very wide caster army. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across those back units could spell a lot of damage and really cripple Fish's army here. That's the only way I see Fish losing this battle, losing all of the support here, as we are looking at, well, Knights and Griffins in that front line spot. One water elemental, well, trying to take down some of those farms. Meanwhile, down to the south here, we're going to be going into an engagement. Knights going straight after that town hall. Here we are into a battle. Shackle onto a Griffin Rider and major damage. Stormbolt onto the Dragonhawk Rider as well. Breath of Fire across multiple of those casters in that frontline position. As I mentioned, they're very, very close to the battle. Another Shackle going down. Stormbolts could be going down onto the Dragonhawk Riders instead of higher priority targets. Brewmaster could try to get another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across those units. Yes, he does, and that's going to rack up a little bit more damage, forcing all of those casters as well. 65 supply compared to 73. Chaemiko was able to, well, take the supply advantage with that economic advantage that he's been holding on to. Panda continuing to fight back the other way. Panda still has a plenty of mana to go for another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, as the Shackles are holding down the Griffins, preventing them from dealing too much damage to all of these Knights. Another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, but Inner Fire across all of Fish's units is preventing a lot of that damage. 75 supply compared to 54, but the casters are not able to do much, and Fish ends up leaving the game. Chaemiko outlasting his opponent and walking away with the victory. All right, let's take a look at the final score here. Yes, I need to log in. Chaemiko winning out in in 2 of the 3 categories, but the game was absolutely close. That last fight is where he took the hero level advantage away from his opponent, even though the experience is about the same. So yeah, Chaemiko doing a great job right there. That Breath of Fire, and also forcing the Mountain King to use Stormbolt on Dragonhawk Riders to save his Griffins, therefore not being able to Stormbolt those higher priority targets as well. So when you're using your Stormbolt to save a unit versus killing a unit, then suddenly you're in a dangerous situations. And yeah, overall total score, Chaemiko did have the lower final score, but still walks away with the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.